network marketing. In 2020, I received a phone call that wiped out all my hard-earned money. In just 1 week, I had already lost an amount of money that I had worked for almost a year. I received this phone call not from a stranger, but from one of my closest friends. Today, I'm going to share the psychological tactics guys used to trick me into paying and joining the network marketing business and ended up losing. And unless you understand these tactics, you will fall for the same thing. But first, you need to understand what was really going on in my life before receiving that phone call. At the time, I was home idle. I was supposed to be at school, but schools were closed due to COVID-19. Some of my friends were starting up businesses since the country had not yet been put under a complete lockdown. And so, in actual sense, they seemed to be moving forward, when for me, I felt stuck. Then, I remember very well, it was a Tuesday. I was seated under a tree with a good shade at around 2 p.m. and the phone rang. So I picked the phone and my friend told me there is a company I'm working with. It's recruiting people in 4 different departments: health, wealth, lifestyle, and finance. The salary is so juicy. I have so far earned for 4 months. They are paying very well, they are paying in time. So if you're ready, if you're interested, please tell me when it is still very early, before the opportunity is taken by somebody else. Surprisingly, the opportunity is not what hooked me. It was something else. Something network marketers understand extremely well. We will get to that in a second. But first, when I accepted to take up the opportunity, I was invited to the meeting. When I arrived at the meeting, I expected a business presentation. Instead, I was taken into a large room, a large hall full of positive energy. All people were happy, people were smiling, holding expensive tablets and smartphones, dressed in expensive outfits. Generally, everyone seemed to be happy and successful. They told us, all the new entrants, that we should treat the friends of ours who invited us to this opportunity as our second God, because our lives were going to change in a very short period of time, financially and health-wise. Suddenly, I felt a lot of hope that this is a life-changing opportunity I should not let go. And hope is the first and biggest thing network marketers sell on top of products. But hope alone was not enough to make me join. There is something that happened next that completely changed the angle in which I viewed this opportunity. One by one, speakers came forward on stage. A young man claimed he had bought a brand new car worth 100 million Ugandan shillings, and in a period of 3 months. He went ahead to emphasize that for him, earning 10 million Ugandan shillings per month is nothing. Another speaker talked about earning more money than he ever imagined. A woman talked about quitting her job as a medical doctor and earning 5 times more than what she used to earn as a doctor. Nobody talked about the risks and failures. Instead, they talked about freedom, financial freedom, freedom to travel the world when they want, freedom to live life on their own terms. I felt underqualified for the opportunity because the kind of lifestyle they were talking about was the one everyone under the sun craves. I started doubting because the opportunity was too good and too big. Benefits were endless. Then the doubt started to fade slowly. Yes, they showed me the balances on their accounts, but that alone was not enough. And what happened reveals one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. Psychologists call this social proof. Remember, the room was full of ambitious, well-dressed ladies and gentlemen with smiling faces, looking rich. When many people believe something, our brains automatically assume there must be a good reason. The crowd becomes the evidence. That's exactly what happened to me. Without realizing, I stopped asking myself, is this true? And started asking myself, how can many people like this all be wrong? That subtle shift changed my thinking. But still, I had not yet paid. In fact, I was ready to leave. Then, one conversation changed my mind. It started with a compliment. As people were leaving, one of the leaders approached me. The man smiled and said, "You know what? I've been watching you. You have leadership potential. You are open-minded. You seem different from most people." I was surprised. Nobody had ever said that to me before. The conversation lasted only 10 minutes. Somehow, I started feeling deeply connected with him. Most people think that network marketing is all about selling products only. In reality, many recruiters sell something far more powerful than products themselves, and that's a new identity. They don't just tell you that you can make a lot of money in a short period of time. They tell you that you are ambitious, you are open-minded, you are a future millionaire, you are special, you are a future great leader, you are a future inspiration. These are new identities. And once I started seeing myself in such identities, future millionaire, future inspiration for the younger generation, future great leader, I became emotionally invested. And emotional investment created the perfect environment for the next tactic, the tactic that finally got money out of my wallet. A few days later, I received a phone call. The leader himself called me. He sounded urgent. He said that people who move in quickly benefit the most. You don't want to miss this. Opportunities like this don't come often. And he went ahead to tell me that the best time to join this company, and the company, by the way, was called Alliance in Motion Global, was 10 years ago, and the second best time is now. Suddenly, I felt pressure. I started imagining two futures, one where I joined and one where I missed out. And the fear of the second future became stronger than losing money. That's when I made a decision. But the decision itself was not the mistake. The real mistake happened after I had joined. After paying the fee for the package, 900,000 Ugandan shillings plus 300,000 Ugandan shillings for other requirements like rent and food, it totaled up to 1.2 million Ugandan shillings. Months passed. I expected results, but they didn't show up. But I didn't quit, neither did many others. because the investment was too big for all of us to just quit when no progress was being registered. So the more time I invested, the more painful walking away became. This is called the sunk cost trap, and it explains why people stay in losing situations longer than they should. But still, even that was not the strongest force keeping me inside. There was one psychological trick, and it eventually cost me the most. Most of my friends were in the business, and my social life rotated around the opportunity. The opportunity had become part of my identity. Now, leaving didn't feel like quitting a business. It felt like abandoning a community. When an idea becomes part of who you are, reality becomes less important. I lost not only money, but also friends, because they forced me to recruit other members, and most preferably friends. And when it failed to work, friends turned enemies. Afterwards, it felt like they had used some kind of witchcraft to entice me, but I was wrong. Instead, they walked me through a series of psychological tricks that slowly defeated my defense. And that's exactly why understanding persuasion matters, because the most effective persuasion doesn't feel like persuasion at all. It feels like your own decision. If you got value, smash that like button to make the video reach more people, and subscribe to the channel for more informative and educational content like this. By God's grace, I will see you in the next one.